Welcome back to MLG Championship Sunday. We are coming at you from sunny Anaheim, California. Do we have any Classic fans out there in the audience? How about Status Quo fans? I saw a nipple. And another one. All right, guys, it is time for game number 9. We're in the losers bracket finals between SQ and Classic. Let's get this one started as we head to capture the flag on Element. All right, so Chris, we've seen some great games out of Classic in the Team Slayer game types, but when it comes to capture the flag, SQ has just been showing some dominance, and even though the games have been tight, SQ always pulls away towards the end. What does Classic need to do to change that here in game number 9 to stay alive? Classic,
I think, just needs to get a little bit better with their communication and their knowledge of what they're doing for those flag caps. Status Quo has a bit more of the clutch gene, I'll call it, especially at the end of the game, making sure they know exactly what needs to be done. But you can't count out this Classic team. They've been doing a fantastic job all tournament long, and I think here in Element, especially when it's going to come down to the Team DMR, Classic has a great shot at pulling this game.
And I think, this Classic squad has showed that at any point in time they can outslay Status Quo when they really want to, but the key for them is going to be successful flag runs. They've fumbled so many times tonight. It's so frustrating to watch because, if they didn't fumble, they could most likely have a big lead on Status Quo, and if you convert those flag caps, you can finish the game a lot earlier without giving SQ a chance to come back in the game.
That's absolutely right, Chris. We've seen some definitely amateurish mistakes here from Classic. But right now, there's nothing amateur about it as Russo puts in the first flag cap of the game a minute in, and Classic already looking dominant here on Element.
We got Russo after putting in that flag number 1. He will be walking around the map. He got top middle, listening to all these call-outs, but couldn't find the opponents. There is Ace. Ace clueless to Russo. Russo putting 5 shots on him, but could not hit the headshot. Now getting charged. Russo throwing grenades wildly, and Assault is finally going to finish off the kill on him. I'm looking across at all 8 screens. We got 2 down here for SQ, 3 up for Classic, and we are with Super Straight Sick as he's trying to work with Prototype.
It seems the Classic is getting in better positions around the map right now as opposed to Status Quo. Status Quo really fighting this from the bottom, and I don't think that's the strategy they really want to use here on Element, but they are moving out with this flag in an entire pack. They've got all 4 alive right now, actually 2 just going down, and it seems Classic might be poised actually for a counter cap here if they can get this return.
Flame Sword putting some nice shots down up top. Looks like he's going to make his way towards the camo. Staying alive with this camo will be key for Status Quo. He's got 2 players in front of him, though, and I believe he's been spotted. A grenade will take him out. Meanwhile, his teammate, though, Ace, is going to keep the Classic flag out of their base, touching it. 3 down for Classic. SQ could get a cap here, but 2 of their teammates are down as well.
Straight Sick doing a great job at the Status Quo base right now, just kind of distracting them and making sure that if they ever get the reset, he will be going for the touch and not allowing them to be able to score the flag. But it seems, it looks like as Classic's flag did return right there, so they're going to maintain their 1-0 lead.
3 down for Status Quo as Chig is working great with Russo there. Russo will be set in to grab the flag while Chig is going to be immediately set to kill the spawners over here at Green Base. Chig's going to call out Assault. Assault is going to go down after that headshot. Meanwhile, Russo is running the opposite direction over at Yo with that flag. But he's not going to keep pushing this flag, and it looks like they're going to play this really patient, make sure their base is secure before trying to push this one in.
And I wonder if that was a mistake as well, because I think he would have had enough time to get in there and possibly get that flag cap before Status Quo would have been able to make it into their base. But it looks like now it's going to be all Status Quos. They're going to get 3 down now, all 4 down for the Classic team, and Ace is going to be running this flag all the way back to his base.
Well, it's frustrating to see another mistake like that. Like you said, I believe Russo could have beaten Ace into the base, or at least meleeed him as Ace came up. Ace is going to be able to get a counter cap, tying the score at 1-1, but the good news is for this Classic squad, this is a young lineup here, the first event as a foursome, and I think if these guys work on their CTF game types, they can hang with any of the teams here on the pro circuit. Right now they're fighting though for a spot in the championship match against Status Quo, our Dallas champions.
And Assault and Ace both clutching it here for Status Quo. They seem to be the catalyst right now. Ace behind Classic at their flag. And if Classic wants to be able to run this flag, they're going to need to actually turn around and team shoot Ace here. But this has got to be a little frightening. He knows he's the only one left alive as Classic runs the flag, and he couldn't pick up that kill on the flag guy.
Great help from the camo player. Top middle, that was Russo. Russo now using that camo, even without shields, to push in the flag. Russo, knowing he had a missed opportunity earlier on in the game, is not going to let that one slip by. They're now up 2-1 in this game. 3 down for SQ. Ace, once again, the only one alive. We're going to Prototype.
Pizza probably the most impressive player I've seen for Classic. He seems to be their main slayer, and I hate saying main slayer, but he's the one that kind of is putting Status Quo down, constantly picking up those big kills.
He's consistently putting up the most numbers, in my opinion, and he's the one getting the clutch kills when they most need them.
Absolutely. What we see here, Classic being spawned at green, and Enable now running the flag. I don't know if this is the best flag run by Enable, but he's going to be able to stay alive. No, Pizza picking up that huge kill again on the flag guy. And Status Quo is looking, they're probably going to have to reset for this flag run.
Ace working with Mike. That is Flame Sword ahead of him as they push into the Classic base. Shockwave, you're shaking your head. What are you frustrated about?
I think Ace should have at least touched that flag and reached it so huge just to keep that flag out with that 15-second respawn and that 3-second touch return. If you can keep a flag out and constantly be distracting the other team, I think it's absolutely worth it. But the flag respawned all the way back in the base, and they really had no shot of running that.
Ace coming off the respawn, 3 alive for Status Quo as they're starting to push out to the left of the map over towards green. Pete Tizite versus Ace, and challenging is Ace, and Ace is going to win that battle. That'll allow him to move up top here as we have Enable from Status Quo is going to be the objective player right now. Running this flag towards green. Ace was looking for the spawn. Falls out Shig underneath the base. Yellow is now where the Classic squad is spawning. Enable on the opposite side of the map should be safe here as he runs this one in. 2-2, SQ ties it up.
And Classic's got to be careful here. The camo is coming up. Russo trying to burn it. And did a Status Quo member grab it?
I think Assault may have it, but he just goes down. So camo not being a factor here in these 2 minutes. We do have a grenade launcher out on the map though. Super Straight Sick has done a nice job of getting into the base behind players. Meanwhile, you got Flame Sword pushing back to his base, trying to play defense as it looks like he had P. Tizak directly above him. Nice grenades from Prototype will take Flame down, but Prototype won't go anywhere with that flag. Looks like Classic is going to have to reset up, but no, Super Straight Sick not waiting for the setup, Chris. He's going to try and push a fast flag tap across the top.
And Chig doing a fantastic job of staying top middle, really just putting constant shots on Status Quo and allowing the flag to be run. You can see it sitting there in top middle. No, it just got reset, and Classic's going to need to reset before they make a push into the Status Quo base.
It's all tied up at 2-2. I think it's time for an Astro listen-in. Let's listen in with Classic as they fight for their lives, trying to stay alive here in Anaheim, California.
On our flag, on our flag, pulling it on one.
Coming L1 with nuke to go or
Come in, one shot, flame. Come in, one shot, flame, nice.
One shot, green nerd. Green one shot, green nerd.
Help him.
Bottom and Enable. Finish Ace.
Ace is gonna be dead. Ace is gonna be dead. Nice.
30 seconds. 30 seconds. Coming up at 4.
Watch yellow.
Last guy, green nerd. Bottom mid, last guy.
Watch yellow. Dead. Watch yellow.
4 still. That was just 4. We should be good. Watch out. Okay. 40. 9 seconds on camera. We need
R2.
We need
L2. I got an the flag
One shot.
7 seconds. Going L2 rep.
One shot, two, flame. One shot at yellow, flame. One
Get
shot
up top,
at flame.
Mike. Get up top for camo. Right now.
One shot on two. One shot on two.
Nice. One shot on that.
Malone to yellow.
Yellow flag. Yellow flag.
Yellow. Going out one ramp.
L1 right now.
Enable one shot on me. Staying alive.
L1. Ace, one shot at one.
One shot on green.
Yellow nerd.
Flames green flat weak.
One shot green plat. One shot green flame.
Top hill.
I'm looking at yellow.
Come in.
We get hit by Nate.
One shot yellow. Yellow nerd, you got me.
Bottom middle.
Blue nerd, behind you. I won, one shot. Enable.
One shot R2, one shot R2.
Nice foul, nice.
One shot,
Bottom
bottom
one shot.
Still absolute.
Bottom one shot.
Still absolute. Nice. Nice. They're nerd weak. Play sweet, they're nerd. Bottom mid. Bottom mid. Weak plan.
Bottom mid, life weak on nerd.
We can start.
The other nerd, one shot.
On nerd weak.
I'm in.
One shot by middle, one shot by one.
I'm in ace, 2 shots.
Dropping one assault. Oh, they're
Red
weak.
2 weak, enable. Stay alive, man. Red 2 weak, I'll try it.
Drop back. Last one, Kyle. You're fighting, Kyle.
Running it.
Running it 2.
They're running it low.
Red arch, one shot.
3-2, 3 of them.
I'm one shot.
You want our base?
I'm going blue.
Yeah,
Where they go? Time in. Time in, sir.
Green.
Stay alive.
Yeah,
I'm
green,
green.
I'm going flag.
Green. I'm one shot.
Blue 2, I need help right now.
You have no help, Aaron. I'm one shot, Aaron. Blue 2 to your right.
Got one.
Blue one.
Blue 1. Yellow.
Russo's dead.
Yellow 2. Don't run it. We got to slay.
Go one.
Guys, at our flag.
My glass, one shot. My glass, one shot. Blue glass, blue 2, one shot. Blue 2 is one shot.
Camera's like 40. Camera's like 40, guys.
Blue 2, guys, one shot.
Green 2.
Green 2.
Camera's coming up, guys.
Green 2, Aaron.
Camera's coming up, guys.
Camo.
Check green 2.
Hey, green arch.
Green arch, green 2.
It should be up now, like at 40.
Grenade launcher down.
Check green 1.
Mike, red 1. They're on camo.
Red 2.
I didn't get it. There's 2 top mid on it. They have camo.
Cameras on your arch.
2 dead, guys. Red 2. Stay alive, Mike.
I know. Red 2.
Behind you. Camo, go 2.
They're running the flag.
Yellow.
Yellow plant 2. Yellow plant 2.
Green, I need help.
I've shots in enable.
Yellow plant 2. One more.
Watch out, mid.
Top middle, weak also.
We got one. Two dead.
Behind me.
Nice to Corey.
R2.
We need a touch.
Enable one shot.
We need a
Enable
touch.
one shot,
We need a touch.
R2.
We need a touch. We need a touch.
Nice.
I got it. Behind me. Green nerd, weak. One shot, green nerd.
One shot, he's on it.
One shot, R2 ran.
Two guys
R2
yellow.
ran.
R2 guys
You're
yellow.
alive, dude. You're last one.
Fight.
Run away.
He's go large, dude. Go 2 spawn.
Where's he going, Aaron?
Go 2 guys. He's going 2 guys.
I got one goes.
Do that, guys.
Go green.
Blue one. Blue one's weak. I'm hitting him.
Green to front is last.
One shot on the flag. One shot on the flag, guys. Green 2.
One shot, even died. Blue one.
Blue 1. His life's one shot. His life's
choking.
from the blue.
This is the last cat.
His life's dead.
There's another one, green ramp.
20 seconds for you two. 20
Still bottom mid, nice. I'm pushing.
Shockwave, we just saw our blue team, Fnatic Classic, put in flag number 4. They're now just 1 flag away from making this series 5-4, but Classic is just 2 flags away from advancing to our championship match.
Classic doing a fantastic job. You saw right there. They kept the flag alive the entire time. You could hear them. Just get a touch. You saw Russo grab the flag, keep running away, and then P2Zite coming up huge right there, getting up a double kill, enabling to throw the flag to his teammate to get that 4th flag cap.
Great Sig taking down Enable down low, now deciding to run the flag, but look how slow this flag run is. It is so painful to watch. It looks like he was wondering, where should I go with this flag? Was not sure. Smart move here to flank top middle, knowing that he has to have SQ members look at him. Prototype, though, running in a flag into his base, but I think we have Flame Sword, yes, pulling the Classic flag all the way to top middle, so they'll need to get the return before they're able to cap this. Prototype spotting the flag runner. The flag is down top middle, but Ace will rally it here for SQ, keeping the game alive.
And all members of Classic going to be spawning very soon, and we're seeing as all members on status quo are up as well. And we're going to see a flag standoff here in Element, something we're definitely not used to seeing. And it seems that Classic is definitely getting the better hand, and looks like they'll be putting the flag in once they get this return.
Prototype doing such a great job defending himself around the map. His teammates going for the return. Ace is going to keep it alive momentarily. Flamesword pushing in from the right. Prototype missing shots, but he does win the battle. The flag is still there, but they need a return. SQ keeps getting a touch on it. Enable trying to be that last guy to get it. Will the flag return? Can Prototype put it in? He's getting charged by Ace. He's waiting for it. Flag is not going back. Ace is getting the return right now at the base. This is huge for SQ, and they get the return. SQ staying alive here in Game 9.
Absolutely ridiculous right there. You saw Status Quo doing an awesome job just keeping the flag alive, and then once they knew it was going to return, just all out charging P2s up to get the flag return of their own. Status Quo staying alive by barely nothing. It's ridiculous.
Assault inside of the Classic base with his teammate. It looks like Ace is going to lead the charge down low to the left. Now he will be following him with the flag bottom middle while Ace goes up top, cleaning the way. And Ace really doing a great job putting shots on about 4 different Classic players while Assault is moving this flag. Assault gets it all the way back to the base. Flamesword's going to put it in. It's all tied up. Status quo now 1 flag away from advancing for the rematch against Instinct in our championships.
And a great flag run there. They got control of the Classic base, and Assault doing a fantastic job of moving it out, knowing that he's got a few members down of Classic. And Status Quo, the best job about that flag cap is that they maintained control. They didn't give up an easy counter cap to Classic. And we're seeing now a game go down to the wire. This will be the 3rd CTF game we've seen that's insanely close.
Looking for another 5-4 finish. The question is, who is going to get that number 5 flag? We got Enable running it right now to the right. He's putting shots across the map. Flamesword trying to react to Enable's callouts, putting shots on super straight stick. Enable's not getting anywhere with that flag cap, and they got to look out for the counter cap. Chick's running a flag right now for Classic. He's got it back to his base. Here comes Chick. He's going to put it in. And Chick will not put it in. He is going to get stopped at the flag, inches short. Russo getting the return, though. Here we go. Classic wins it. And I hear a Classic chant out there. Classic staying alive on our main stage. Status Quo still up 5-4 in the series, but take a look at the stats here. We said it during that game. P. Tizype is the key player for this Classic squad. He came up clutch so many times in some head-on battles, one-on-one DMR fights, and that during that amazing flag standoff, he defended himself for so long before finally Classic was able to convert and put in a final flag.
He was definitely Classic's hero during most of that game. Status Quo, though, outslaying Classic again, but they couldn't get the win. We saw another 5-4 CTF game. These teams just look so evenly matched here on our main stage.
Well, Chris, I'm excited because we're down to our final 2 games in this best of 11 series, and both of them are Team Slayer game types. Guys, we will be back with game number 10, Team Slayer, after this commercial break.